We continue our commitment coverage this morning.
And political analyst Mike Luery is back as we expand the primary election results. So last half hour, we left off with surprises. We love a good surprise.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And there's been plenty. I think one of the most interesting races is lieutenant governor. It didn't get a lot of attention, but one of the leaders right now is Gloria Romero. And you may remember that she's now running as a Republican, but many, many years ago, she was actually a Democrat. She was actually the Senate Majority Leader. I remember interviewing her at the state capitol many times when she was in that role. That was back in the day, some 20 years ago or so. But now she's a Republican and looks like she is leading the race against Fiona Ma, will be probably her opponent coming up in November. What's interesting about that race also is that Josh Friday, another Democrat, had pumped about $4 million of campaign funds into that race, and nevertheless, he's the third candidate right now. So it doesn't always mean that money wins. Tom Steyer kind of proved that, despite spending some $250 million of his own money. He's not advancing, it looks like. But this lieutenant governor's race looks like an interesting one to follow in November.
And also interesting to have two women leading, because Brandy and I were remarking when we were putting up other results, I'm like, it's very male heavy this time around.
Right, absolutely. So there's been a lot of surprises, I think, in terms of you know, what was happening. Voter turnout is something we should probably talk about too.
Yeah, disappointing, but not terribly surprising. Maybe?
Yeah, although there was a surge of voters that came to the polls yesterday. I know you were one of the last minute voters. A lot of people kind of weighing their choices and saying, what can we do? What can we do to advance our candidate? It looks like we're going to have probably somewhere between 37 and 40% in terms of voter turnout. That's pretty typical for California primary elections. It's probably better than 2022 when only 33% of the electorate turned out. So a little bit more interest, and you know, there's obviously much more interest coming up in November.
Yeah, speaking about November, what do you think is on tap?
I think one of the biggest ones we're going to see is that race for actually an initiative. It has to do with the billionaires ballot. You've probably seen some of those ads on TV already, in fact, before even the June primary, but it had to do with the billionaires tax that would put a tax on people making, you know, over $1 billion, and it's already received a lot of opposition so far. Even Governor Newsom, who is a very prominent Democrat, warning that it's going to hurt the state and maybe make a lot of people that are in the higher income flee to other states. We've already seen a big exodus from California from people already. Some 200,000 people have left California in the last 5 years or so for many reasons, but affordability is one of them, and a lot of people don't want to be taxed as much as they are.
Yeah, very true.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.